Hey y'all, look, man, I just got done listening to this fucking Deontay Wilder interview, right, on, I'ma plug my man up, and I'ma plug up, H Money, shout out to H Money, man, cause I got the link from him, and, from one of his videos. And I think Counterpunch, Kurt DeVille, I think he mentioned it too. But anyway, the video is on this dude, the Schmo, SCHMO, the Schmo. So y'all, plug him out. But anyway, Deontay Wilder's in the video, man, and now, he's talking about, he wanted 50% for the Joshua fight, and talking about, if the fight was, now it's, the negotiations with the zone fell apart because they wouldn't tell Wilder's side how much Joshua is making. And you know what, man? It's like, all them fucking fanboys, man, Wilder and all y'all motherfuckers, man, y'all was saying that, talking about counting pockets and legacy, and it ain't about money and all that shit. And all this shit y'all was projecting on the Joshua. And here it is. And Joshua, you never heard Joshua saying anything like that out of his mouth. But here it is, your boy's doing it. You know what I'm saying? Man, it's just bullshit. And then we got Tyson Fury. In the article I read earlier today, he's talking about, just the regular shenanigans that he always pulled at, basically, he said Joshua's a dummy and, he's going to waste all of his money, and once he do, he can come work for him. And basically, he's acting like he's Scrooge McDuck or some shit, man. Goddamn, we need to start calling his ass Tyson Moneybags now or some shit. Because he just acting like, I don't know, man, like, I guess the money went to his head. He's talking all this good shit, but what he ain't doing is talking about boxing anybody that's worth a fuck. Because Tom Schwartz, and I love Dillian White's reply to him. Dillian White said, you say all this, you going, and all that, but you out there fighting Tom Schwartz. And that's a good ass reply. That's all that needs to be said, because the bottom line is, man, though, all this clownery, all this buffoonery, but when it come down to it, well, none of y'all get in the ring with that man. You know what I'm saying? You won't get into the ring with Joshua. You say all this and all that. I think Joshua gonna knock that. I don't think Tyson Fury will last 6 rounds with Joshua, because he can't hurt him. Do y'all, do anybody realistically think about this shit? I don't give a fuck how good Tyson Fury box. Okay? He don't have no punching power, man. Do you honestly think Joshua is not gonna walk this motherfucking man down and beat the fuck out of his ass and knock that motherfucker out up in there? I think it can happen. I think Joshua is good enough to walk Tyson Fury down and beat the fuck out of him. Walk right through whatever little light ass punches he got and beat the fuck out of him. And him and Wilder are basically building their name up off of Joshua's back and trying to like amplify the importance of their belts, or non-existent belt in Tyson Fury's case, the lineal championship. Something which he can go and fight anybody he want, whenever he want. Don't gotta be worth a damn, like, this Tom Schultz guy, or Schwartz, whoever the fuck he done pulled out of the broom closet. You know what I'm saying? He's fighting a janitor or something, a big ass janitor. You know, and so, but you know, his lineal championship status is on the line. It ain't like they're not even saying lineal championship belt. It's like what he's boxing for in defense of his lineal championship status. A status, like, man, this shit is getting, this shit, man. Both of them motherfuckers need Joshua. Both of them, you know. Period. I mean, okay, Tyson Fury, you got a nice good little contract without him. You know what I'm saying? You managed it, but at the end of the day, you're gonna have to start fighting somebody. You know, and ESPN is gonna want a return on their investment. Period. They're gonna want a return. They're not trying to see you. They're not gonna make no money off of you fighting Tom Schwartz. You know what I'm saying? We need to see a fucking return on investment is going to be what, you know, come down to it, you know, at the end of the day. So you're going to have to fight somebody. And my thing is, you know, when you look at all the names out there, all the big names that you can go to as far as pay-per-view, but all these fighters pose a big threat to I think all these guys can lose. All of them. Fury, Joshua, and Wilder. Right? And even though Joshua being a champion of like 4 different sanctioning bodies, he got to fight mandatory. So I think like he runs more of a realistic risk of like losing, because like with that mandatory shit, that's just the danger. You know, you don't never know who your mandatory, you know, like you don't have that rematch clause with your mandatory. You know, and there's, you know, plenty of cases throughout boxing where the mandatory then came and knocked the motherfucker out. But even though with that said, I think Joshua, just skill level, I think both Wilder and Fury is at risk of losing before Joshua is. You know, just on the skill level. You know what I'm saying? Just looking at out there who, you know, because I think when I line them up in my head, I see like Dillian White, for example. I think Dillian White would be more of a threat to Tyson Fury than he would be to Anthony Joshua. And I think he'd be more of a threat to Deontay Wilder than he would to Tyson Fury than, you know what I'm saying, to Joshua. And that's how I see it, you know what I'm saying? So, and especially, I want, you know, Deontay Wilder, you know, he's talking about 50%, and he hasn't did anything, really. He doesn't bring 50% to the table. He doesn't, you know what I'm saying? And it just like, you know, it just, they're trying to change the whole way that the shit's been going since the beginning of time. They're trying to say, you know, yeah, fuck the fact that I don't have the fan base you got, I don't do pay-per-views and shit like that. Fuck all that. I got the WBC belt alone, and just that fact alone, and on the strength of me being me, you know, I deserve 50%. When it don't work like that, you know what I'm saying? But hey, I don't know if it's gonna work, but that's what he's selling the belt for. You know what I'm saying? And then I heard, now I don't know, I gotta look more into this, but Errol Spence and Shawn Porter is supposed to be the next fight for Spence. Pacquiao ain't gonna take the fight, so in that regard, I'm looking, man, I think Spence is gonna beat the fuck out of Shawn Porter. He's going out there, and you know what? The smart money for him to do, especially after seeing that rollout of the Amir Khan Terrence Crawford fight. I think the smart money for Spence would be just to go out there and get that Shawn Porter belt, stack it up, and go ahead and A-side Crawford, because that's the best chance he's going to have to beat Crawford. I think Crawford going to beat that ass. I want Crawford to win that fight. I'm looking for him to win anyway. But like I say, I don't know. I'm gonna look at it more. The shit, it ain't materialized yet, so I still got, you know, I ain't really there yet on it and shit. I do want to see it. I'll pay more attention as the time come if that shit materialized. But that's what's going to happen, because they're not promoting that Amir Khan fight right. And I talked about that yesterday. But yeah, so if Shawn and Spence go ahead and make that fight, that's going to be good. That's going to be good for boxing. That's a fight that's going to be a much more interesting fight than the Pacquiao fight. I didn't want to see the Pacquiao fight because it would be a goddamn slaughter. You know what I'm saying? Fucking Spence would have slaughtered Pac-Man out there, and I don't know why. I don't want to see that myself. I don't need to see Spence and Pacquiao fight on some handing down the torch type shit. You know, I'm good on that. I want to see Spence take on somebody like a Shawn Porter. That's going to tell me a lot more about Spence than the Mikey Garcia fight told me about him. You know, and especially if he can control that fight like he did versus the Garcia, that'd be a good fight. You know what I'm saying? That'd tell me a lot more, and I think that'd give him a lot more better chance against going up against the Terrence Crawford. But anyway, y'all, I ain't got nothing else for y'all right now. This Hardcore Casual. You know what I'm saying? Like and subscribe. We out. One.